What's up, world? Welcome to my very first ever Sims 4 build video. I call this little house the Cantilevered mod, or Cantilevered Modern, but mod sounds cooler, let's be hip. The cantilevers were kind of loosely inspired by the works of Frank Lloyd Wright, my favorite architect of all time, and you should really check out his stuff. It's kind of on the small side, but I wouldn't call it a tiny home, but definitely better for 1 or 2 Sims, and very easy for gameplay. I mean, there's no sprawling corridors or anything like that. I used a lot of half walls in this build, and I think they look really nice instead of fences. I think even you'll see when I put the fence around the backyard there, it'll actually be a half wall. Though that does actually make things a little bit more difficult for gameplay, because even the tallest half walls don't disappear when you take the other walls down. Those stone walls and tiles there, those are one of my favorite things from, I think, the Get Together expansion pack. And then I use more half walls there, those little ones are trying to find that pathway a little bit. In real life, you'd probably trip over it a ton, but I think it looks nice. Those exterior colors are actually a lot darker than I usually use. It gives me kind of a Starbucks vibe, but in a good way. I don't actually like Starbucks, but oh well. Don't come after me, I'm sorry. I don't like Starbucks. Those window placements will change quite a bit before the end of the build, I believe, once I start placing things on the inside. This was actually my 3rd attempt at building this house before I got my recording software figured out, so that's fun. Hopefully it'll go a lot quicker the next time, because I do plan on making more of these videos in the future. There's that backyard with the tall half walls I was talking about. Repainting that back side of the house, I think I have to do that more than once. And then I added a little nook there for the trash can so you don't see it from the street, because that's a pet peeve of mine. But you don't really want to see it from the backyard either. And then I didn't want the Sims swimming in the front yard when they had that nice enclosed backyard, so I changed that swimming pool out for a fountain, and there's the real swimming pool. Which, more stone tiles and walls. Now we're getting the inside in. I think that there's going to be a powder room. Another bathroom there, closet. Yeah, there's the kitchen going in. A little bit awkward that you have to walk through the kitchen to get into the house, but oh well. I went for an industrial style here that I think worked really well. The cool kitchen stuff pack cabinets go really well with those industrial countertops from the base game. I was really happy with that. It's a good mix. Those dark subway tiles continuing the dark colors from the outside. More half walls. Can never have enough half walls in this build. So I've been talking for 3 minutes now, and there's 17 more minutes to go, so I guess I just gotta keep on coming up with stuff to talk about. Like I said, I've never done this before, but I do talk a lot, everyone complains, so hopefully I can make it through. So long as the cat doesn't step on the keyboard again. This is also my 2nd or 3rd attempt at doing this voiceover. That wall's not going to stay there. I think I cover it in open shelving, because open shelving is cool right now. Yep, too bad it's so hard to find tiny objects to put on those shelves. Come on, Sims, give us more small objects. Or at least make the items we have fit where they should fit, you know? We have so many small things that don't fit in small spaces. Like, why? So you gotta use move objects on, and I think I did use move objects on for this, so if you download it from the gallery, and I will put it in the gallery, definitely put move objects on, though it shouldn't cause too much trouble if you don't. I love those dining room chairs. I'm not looking at them anymore, but I don't even think they are dining room chairs. I think they're supposed to be like outside chairs, but they look nice. Doing some more of that kind of mixed modern and industrial furnishings there. I've always wanted one of those egg chairs in real life, though I'm not really sure how comfortable they would be. And I love sizing down that crate. It's a little bit too big by itself for that little chair there. Oh, a door to the bathroom would be nice. There we go. I always forget to add bathrooms in my builds. It's impressive that I remembered a powder room on the bottom floor to begin with, because usually I have to go back and squeeze those in later and just tack them onto the outside. You know, of all the things to forget, bathrooms are important. Kind of important. Some clutter, little drop zone there by the front door. Everyone needs a drop zone. My house does not have a drop zone, so I use the couch. It's not good. Don't be like me, Sims. There I go, trying to put stuff on the open shelves there. Not sure those plants would actually get enough light. Maybe they're fake. Nothing wrong with fake plants. No shame in that. Gotta have your spices. The view out the window is really boring right now, but I think I add a feature in that little courtyard area. I don't know when that happens. Am I still trying to add items to the kitchen? Yeah, one can never have enough clutter. In all honesty, I tend to overclutter, both in The Sims and in real life. I'm working on that though. I'm transitioning to minimalism. I'm working on it. Not so much in The Sims, though. I feel like things just look too fake in The Sims if you don't add some clutter. Another little plant there. The Sims that live in this house have a much greener thumb than I. I thought those looked good. I mean, those are, like, undoubtedly fake. But I thought it was cool to add some life to the living room there with those hanging plants on the wall. That fireplace in the corner trick is a really good one. I think the corners of the fireplace kind of stick out into the windows a tiny bit, but they don't go outside the walls, so I think it works pretty well. I love those paintings in the stairwell there. The stairwell is kind of wasted space, and wasted space always irks me just a little bit, but it still looks pretty nice. I'd rather have it be pretty, in all honesty. I have some fruit, nutrition. I love fruit. When I was a kid, my parents would buy us candy. They wouldn't buy us candy, they'd buy us fruit because we loved fruit more than candy. Oh, so I tried mixing some half walls with fences, and I think it worked really well. I think I used the same technique around the exterior kind of balconies there too, eventually, because I really liked how it turned out there. Definitely looks good. I think that was the first time I had ever used that fence, actually. I don't know how. It's a pretty nice fence. We don't have a lot of nice fences. We've got a lot of fences, but they're pretty weird, some of them. Love the flying saucer lamp, as always. And that mountain picture that I use everywhere because I want it in my house. A nice office nook in. I always try and include a little desk and computer in my builds because, you know, you start the game and you get a job and you need a computer for everything. So, yeah, that's important. You know, back to the industrial theme, that base game desk. A lot of this is base game. I think at the time I made this, I only had maybe 2 or 3 expansions and packs. I had City Living, Get Together, and I think the Outdoor game pack. But oh, and Cool Kitchen. But that's pretty much it. So you could probably even place this with base game only and still be able to play with it pretty well. Just have to add in some more decor. And I don't know if surely those subway tiles are base game. I don't know. And you wouldn't have a closet, so not totally base game, but you don't need a million stuff packs. Because most people don't have all the stuff packs. If you do, you're rich. I envy you. Goals, for real. Hey EA, if this channel gets popular, will you send me free stuff packs? I would love that. I can dream. Boy, am I gonna ever decide on a bathroom layout there? Maybe. Oh, that's nice. I don't think you could actually use that cabinet by the toilet, but it's nice. And then it mirrors all the way across like you have in real life. Looks pretty good. Do I add a toilet paper holder? There we go. Gotta have toilet paper. You don't want to not have toilet paper. Or do the Sims, do they have bidets? I don't know. I think I said that right. That's a nice light I don't use often enough. More plants. Some extra oxygen. Even more plants. I think that was a plant. I don't know. And I think I fixed the lighting before I uploaded it to the gallery, so it's not quite so yellow. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine, that yellowish tinge so many of the lights have. Come on, we phased out incandescence. More of those. No, didn't put in the plants. There we go. Love that poster. Nope. Get rid of the poster. Nice tapestry. And now for the outside. The outside was really fun, actually. So we've got the fountain. And then I think I put in the coffee table with the fire pit. So you can bring up your friends and chill on the roof there. Or not chill, because you're staying warm, because you got that fire pit thing. And another end table that I like to scale down. It makes things harder to put stuff on it, but it looks better scaled down. Especially with those that very tiny love seat there. I really wish they'd given us a full sofa of that. I know people have made custom content for it, but I prefer not to use custom content. Mainly because I don't know how, and I don't feel like learning. What can I say? I'm lazy. You don't even want to know how long it's been between the making of this video and the recording of the voiceover. I almost put it off today, but I decided to just go ahead and get it done. And there's those really cool chairs. Those chairs are so cool, and I never use them because they just don't fit in with anything, but they fit in with this, so I use them. I was very pleased with that. And there's that lamp that should go on tables but doesn't. Use the candlesticks instead. I guess that actually makes sense, you know? Outside, you can burn candles without fear of burning your house down because your cat's evil. Have I mentioned that my cat is evil? I should have. I think I did, a little bit. I think I mentioned that she'd stepped on the keyboard a few times and caused me to restart this recording twice. But she's off causing havoc somewhere else now, I think. Nope, she's asleep on the floor. And then I put this little table here with the idea of it being an outdoor workspace. Because I know I would certainly love to have a place to take my homework outside. There's that feature in the courtyard I was talking about. A lot more interesting than just that blank space and some ivy. So I think that worked out really nice. That sparkly water. Love that water. All water should be sparkly water, right? Coming up with a patio now. I think I put in a grill so you can have your little barbecue. There's a wall coloring, causing trouble again. But yeah, I like stacking hedges on top of each other to make the hedge taller. Works really well. There's the barbecue. In hindsight, that barbecue is way too close to that bush. Way too close. So, I don't know about that. If the bush catches on fire, don't blame me. I don't think The Sims works that way. And you should blame me. I mean, I did it, but don't. Making a little lounge area. More ivy. One can never have enough greenery. Yeah, this backyard's pretty simple. I mean, it's set up for 1 or 2 Sims, not really any kids or anything, so I tried to keep it pretty geometric. So, very, kind of, not super formal, but not super cluttered or casual either. I love these trees here. That really works well with the front facade. And then this is another trick I like to do a lot, putting the plants back there, and those walls caused me so much trouble. And I had to repaint them all again, but they finally went in. Yeah, I love the idea of having all the greenery behind the pool. Though I do hate those plants, those big grass things I'm putting in right now. It's called pampas grass. It exists in real life, and it's made of knives. It's terrible, and I used to work for a lady who had it planted all around the perimeter of her chain link fence. And one of my tasks was to go out and trim the pampas grass. And for a while I actually had scars, but they have finally faded, though the memories have not faded. It's terrible stuff. Do not plant pampas grass, especially if you live in a place where it's invasive. I don't know where it isn't invasive. It's invasive here. But yeah, it's terrible. And if you do plant pampas grass, please don't make your hired hands deal with your mistakes. Oh, I mean, I get paid, so. Nonetheless, let's see, did I actually get the spacing right on those lights the first time? It's a miracle. I usually spend a long time getting the spacing even on lights every time I put them in a swimming pool. A little bit obsessive about that. Let's see, I'm going back in now and adding more clutter, because one can never have enough clutter. Just makes it look a lot more lived in, which I think is important in the more modern builds. And this build actually is a lot more modern than what I usually do. I tend to do more traditional houses. That's some exterior lighting, so we can see when we go out to enjoy our patio in the evening, which is obviously the best time to enjoy a patio. Let's see, we gotta be getting close to the end now. What more do I do? More of that lovely grass. Is there any grass that looks like that in real life? I don't know. And that mailbox so matches the house. I love that mailbox, especially for this build. I don't know what I was doing there. Whatever it was, I gave up. And then I wanted to put something here because it was kind of a focal point down that pathway, and it took me a while to come up with something, but what I eventually came up with I think turned out really well. I really liked how it turned out. Let's see, how long did it take me? I didn't go with that. It was too big. Took me a while to figure that out there. There it goes. Didn't like that either. How long did it take me? There it is. I think I scale it down. Look at that. So you've got that nice focal point at the end of the pathway, and it tells you which direction to turn to get to the door. Not that you really need to be told that, but hey. I'm proud of that. Adding some more lights I forgot about. You don't want to go to the bathroom in the dark. Not a good thing. Anything else? Adding some more wall art, it looks like. Maybe. There we go. Those keys are nice, and they match the color scheme. Nope. Adding more stone. I somehow forgot the stone in the fountains, but there it goes. Little terrain paint there to add some realism. Oops. But yeah, I think that's about it. We gotta be getting to the screenshots now. Pretty soon. Oh, there's the chimney. Can't have a fireplace without a chimney. Unless it's gas. Oh, and this is the final touch. Here we go. Oh, and there's those fences I talked about. And of course, now I'm gonna have to recolor everything, but I really love those fences in the half wall. They look great. And now, that's everything. Look at that beautiful screenshot. Really happy with how this build turned out. So, taking a little bit of a tour here. I think that kitchen would be very efficient. And the floating shelves turned out nice. Very nice. And I love the view into that little courtyard, and it turned out so great. I would live in this house. I would love to live in this house. Bathroom is so nice. I'm actually in a carpentry program learning how to build stuff, so I want to build myself this house. As if I could afford it, but still. Alright, that's it. I just talked for 20 minutes. So, I hope you enjoyed it. There will be more of these videos, so subscribe, like, leave a comment. I have nothing better to do than answer it. And I will see you soon.